Howdy, 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 all you cool cats and kittens. Here we are again on Anti Tool Farm. We have completed the community center and we're marching on to perfection. Berkeley, what are you up to today?
I'm just petting some animals right now, picking up some truffles. That's
That,
my plan. Did
that,
you want more than that?
no, that's a great life. That sounds like a really good time. You basically live in a petting zoo.
Yeah, that's true. It's great. They they give little heart emojis when I pet them because they're happy, but I like to think that they're just expressing my happiness as well
Oh,
by getting to pet them.
that would be really interesting to have an animal that, like, told you what you feel.
Or like if other people did that, like what if you went to high five a friend in the hallway of your high school and after high fiving them, they said, "You enjoyed that." Be pretty bold.
Oh,
I don't know how
man.
I'd respond. It'd probably be very off-putting, but there's a slight chance that it would just be incredible.
Berkeley, have you run into this yet in Fallout where you do something and it says at the bottom of the screen, so and so enjoyed that?
Oh yeah, every time I pick a lock, Piper liked that.
Is that the one that you meet who is like a MMA fighter, kind of?
No, she's
Oh.
like a reporter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you.
I don't know how popular she is, but I like her well enough.
You're basically like reliving the apocalypse version of Newsies.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, Jared, I need to issue a public apology to the people.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have maybe prepped you for this. Well, on the previous stream, I referred to Fallout 4 as Skyrim with guns. And then later that week, I found out that Skyrim with guns is an incredibly cliche and uneducated thing to say because people said it about every game for about 5 years after Skyrim came out. And I didn't know that because I didn't play games at the time. So I just want to apologize to everyone for describing Fallout 4 as Skyrim with guns. I know better, and now I'm going to do better.
I don't think anybody is going to fault you for that because, well, it might be um, an unrefined thing to say. It's still true.
Yeah, and this one was created by the creators of Skyrim, and so I feel like it's a little more fair in this case.
Yeah.
But be that as it may, I I'm still sorry. Jared, I just filled up my entire inventory picking up fall forageable items from our greenhouse, and
Oh,
now I
wow.
can't pick up the last one. There was just one that I was missing.
That's rough.
And I have so many heckin' snow yams in my inventory right now. We needed those so bad for so long. Oh, and I can't get stuff out of the mayonnaise machine either. I can't think of any reason to keep the fall forageable items that I just harvested. Can you?
No, our goal now is to make money and plenty of it. And fall
Okay.
forageable items or forageable items in general are not going to be our path forward in that department.
Cool, cool. I'll save a few hazelnuts so we can make some smoked hazelnuts, but or roasted, roasted hazelnuts. Something.
Abigail just asked me what hair dye color to use. What do I say?
Uh, I don't know. What are the options?
I said I just chose one. I think it was I liked the way it was, and then they said, of course that's what you'd say. They're probably not happy. That's okay. All right, Berkeley. You know, you said this right before the stream, and I've already forgotten it. Who am I giving truffles to?
Truffles are for Leah. She lives in a little cabin in the woods. I'm
Okay.
also gonna put some pumpkins in the gift chest. Those ones are for Abigail,
Okay.
and I will tell you that as many times as you need.
Thank
So
you.
no pressure. Okay, I don't know if I've ever been this focused on the game during this stream. I keep trying to think of interesting things to say, but it's only with like 5% of my brain because I'm so busy selling mayonnaise. Oh boy, Susie Moo in the chat just said turn the forageable items into seed packs and then sell them. They make a little more cash that way. If you're friends with Caroline, you can get the tea sapling recipe, which makes the wild seed packs, and that makes some good money too. Wow,
All right.
that's great information. I sold them too fast, but next time I will not. So thank you. I That's so weird. There's a few things like that in this game where like if you just do some little transformation to them, they're a lot more valuable. Those catch me by surprise every time.
Berkeley, do we need all the rare crows for perfection?
I think that there's an achievement associated with that. So yes.
Okay. I'm going to buy this one from the cart lady.
Cool, cool.
There's
Which one is
also
it?
artichoke and tortilla.
I don't think we need either of those.
Okay.
Scamble and Megandris, Megan in the chat, are both lauding tea saplings. So Scamble says they make good fences. That's good to know. And Megan says that it's a high profit margin on the tea saplings. So if you ever get a cool psychedelic cutscene with Caroline, I think that's where you unlock the tea sapling crafting recipe.
Well, now we have to do it. Give the people what they want.
What they want is tea saplings.
I did not find the woman of the woods.
She might be at the saloon right now.
Oh, yeah. I always forget that the saloon is the best place to find many people.
Yeah, especially Friday evenings. It is hopping. It is 5:50 p.m. and I just harvested our eggs. That's how busy I've been.
It is completely
Playing this
empty in
game
here.
so hard.
Oh boy. Oh, here comes Pam to do some drinking. You got it, Pam.
She drinks like none other.
And Elliot. And I think I was just early. Marnie. And this person, Shane. I'm busy, can't you tell? Must be hard now that your employer's been forced out of the valley, Shane.
Shane should have nothing but time at this point.
Sam, it's hard to have fun on Sunday. I keep thinking about having to go to work tomorrow. So, fun fact, Sam, you would probably really enjoy being a senior in college because you have to go to work every day and it's fine.
Yeah, Jared, you're in a very busy semester. Do you want to tell us how that's going?
Oh man, it's a lot of fun and it is a lot of work. Right now, I am doing a research project about how to add a nuclear reactor to the power grid in Eastern Washington, what would break and how to fix it. And I am also doing a power systems lab, so kind of just how the power grid operates, and then we build it, and then we say if did it match the model or not. And then I'm taking a distributions class, which is like the same thing, but on a slightly more complex level. And what else am I doing? Oh, yeah, I'm taking thermodynamics, which a lot of people say is their worst class. And so putting all of that together, it has been enlightening, to say the least.
Well, to that I say yuck. Sorry. So you've been telling me power engineering for years, or at least a year, and this whole time I thought that power engineering was like at a very small scale, like trying to get the right amount of electricity to your CPU without frying it.
Oh,
But you're talking about for an entire city or county even.
yeah.
How similar is the skill set for those two?
Um, that is a great question. So one of the downsides of my college experience has been that I've gone a very specialized route. So I know a little bit about how to get power to a CPU without frying it. And from the little I know, I would say that that's a lot easier than what I've had to do.
Mm,
I'm sure maybe it's not as easy as I would imagine. But the good news is that the underlying principles are pretty much the same. The big differences happen in physics when you go from really big to really small. The rules change, and in electrical systems, it's kind of similar in that things you could ignore on a small scale, you now have to really care about on a big scale because it adds up over these big distances that you're working with. But on the other hand, some things that you really care about on a small scale, you get to ignore on the big
mm,
scale. So, for example, noise that you would have going into your computer, or an audio amplifier or something that would really change your design, we get to ignore pretty much completely. In fact, we get to create a lot of it
mm.
in a way.
Yeah.
So it's a balance, but you know, there are several differences, but the underlying principles are pretty similar.
Neat. I think we forgot to mention, but today's going to be a short stream because of all those vicious classes that Jared just mentioned.
Yeah.
Um, so I think today is going to be this will be our last day in game, of course.
That being said, Berkeley, I heard that you prepared some Stardew Valley revision. Is it revision or version history
Version.
trivia?
Yeah. So for today's trivia, we're going to jump in our time machine and take a look at the past of Stardew Valley. So I went through the wiki to all the major versions that have come out of this game, starting with 1.0, going to today where we're playing 1.5, and just wrote down some of the most interesting things that were released in that version. So we can kind of think about what it would have been like to be one of the OG fans, since neither of us were OG fans of this game. And I don't know how many of the people in the chat were. I think a lot of us are kind of latecomers to this game, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with coming when you come. But
And that's a Berkeley Andrus guarantee.
don't quote me on that, please. I heard it as I was saying it. Okay, sorry. So I want to start by hearing what you think some of the features of the game. What features of the game you think might have come later than others?
Okay. I'm going to start off with Ginger Island because it's so late game. I'd feel like
Mm,
it just didn't have to be there at initial release. So I'm going to say
mhm.
Ginger Island.
Nice, yeah, absolutely. That came out in 1.5, the most recent major update. But Parma says the Ginge. Yep.
The Ginge. That's right. That's how the cool kids refer to it,
Hmm.
which of course all of us are. Definitely.
I've heard of cool kids at least. Scamble says mine carts. I don't know about that one. That would be interesting. I did not see that one on my list. This game would be so miserable without them.
What
Let's
about
hear two more ideas, Jared, and then I'll give you the list.
the casino?
Hmm, that is a good question. Okay, I'm hearing these guesses and I'm realizing that I didn't read the full lists. I just wrote down a few interesting things from each version. So I don't actually know.
Okay. But it's not on the list.
That's not on the list. If anyone has the wiki up right now and wants to find out when minecarts and wait, which one did you just say?
The casino.
The casino. When minecarts and the casino were added, that would be wonderful. Okay. I'm gonna go to the desert and buy a bunch of beet and star drop or star fruit seeds. You
Okay.
okay with that?
Yeah,
I'll limit myself to 30,000 gold. Is that okay?
that's wonderful.
That's a lot.
I mean,
Okay,
we
and
are
while I'm
earning a
doing
lot.
that, I can share some other things from my list.
All
Oh
right.
wait, no. Let's hear one more from you.
Okay. I want to say yeah, the quarry is kind of built in. Man, this is interesting. There's probably like a mechanic that wasn't all the way there. What about slime farms? That seems like something that wouldn't have been in the base game.
Oh yeah, that does seem like something that wouldn't have been in the base game. Again, I am not sure.
Berkeley, I like where your head's at.
Jeez Louise, I'm gonna come more prepared next time.
No,
The
you're
biomes
doing
of the
great.
desert mind, or desert mine. Sorry, not desert mind. Okay, so here's what I've got. So 1.5, we got Ginger Island, like you said. We got special orders. So there's the Help Wanted quests
Oh yeah,
that you get at Pierre's shop. There's also the special orders.
this little billboard down here.
Whoa. Emily is at in the desert right now.
What?
She came to bring Sandy a birthday present. Should I have brought Sandy a birthday present? Absolutely, but I did not. I'm just buying seeds from her. So weird. I've never seen Emily in the desert before. Okay, yeah. So special orders. You showed us where that was. We've done one of them. We did the omelet one. We'll probably need to do more. And then the mechanic of changing your appearance. So you can pay the wizard some money, I believe, and go visit his basement and change what your character looks like. That was not a thing until 1.5. 1.4, we got the 14 heart events for all spouses. It wasn't clear to me if some spouses had them before, but all spouses had them starting in 1.4. You also got fish ponds and changeable clothing. So I think you could always wear rings and hats, but the fact that you can replace your shirt and your pants,
Oh,
that was new.
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm imagining that one came from fan requests of people who wanted to. I see pictures on Reddit of people that dress up for their weddings, or even who like change their clothes every season to just kind of fit the vibe. I love that.
I love that the shirt is called a blouse because it just makes me feel like Nacho Libre.
Okay, 1.3 is when we got multiplayer. I thought for sure that was a 1.5 thing, but at least multiplayer over Steam and LAN was 1.3. You also got the night market was added in that one, and secret notes. Yeah. Any thoughts about that?
Um, the secret notes are interesting. I don't remember how I first found out about it, but I blundered into them. You know, you have that kind of cutscene where you see the footprints in the snow and they lead to the bush, but you probably could have just walked right by it and not done that and then not ever known about it. That would have be that would be a very me thing to do.
Yeah, they're very hidden. It's like an Easter egg that leads to more Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Except not really an Easter egg, but you know.
Yeah, a hidden item. Okay, what's going on over here? Just hanging out in the toy room? All
Who
right,
is it?
Evelyn. Oh, this place is full of memories for me. Thank you so much for restoring it. Now I feel like a jerk. That's that's a sweet moment that I criticized, and I regret that.
Scampo wants to point out that you could put hats on your horse. I love that. I love that that's a thing.
Can you name your horse?
I believe so, yeah.
Hmm.
Just like you name your dog or cat when you get it.
Interesting.
All right, 1.2. I did not see any interesting new features in the game, but new translations were included for German, Japanese, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, and simplified Chinese. which I assume means that it was only in English previous to that version, because those are all the next languages that I would implement if I were making a game.
Those localization efforts are quite interesting. I think that's what they call it when they translate the game to a new language. Um, because at first it seems simple. Oh yeah, it's just a video game. There's not going to be, especially for this game, there's not going to be that much that you're going to have to translate. But then you start to think about the idioms and like the meaning behind the words and how do you move that over. And as somebody who has only ever been fluent in one language, I can't imagine how difficult that must be to do well.
Yeah,
So it's cool that Concerned Ape took the time to do it right, I'm assuming.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I can also speak to it from like the programming side of things because I have to deal with this at my job. Um, it's an interesting like architecture and infrastructure problem trying to keep all your text that the user will see in its own separate cordoned off space so that it's easy to translate because you don't want translators to have to look through thousands of lines of code to find everything that a user might see. Um, you want like just one part of your program that you can swap out with different translations. There was a game, I don't remember what it was, but they were selling it on Steam, and the game ended up being like it was huge when you downloaded it. It was like the download file was way bigger than it should have been, and it turned out that it was because the game shipped like 6 identical copies of itself with different translations. So
Boy,
they did things the exact wrong way, and it's kind of an interesting problem trying to figure out how to do it the right way.
yeah. What is this dog statue? Is this even a dog?
I don't know what that is.
Statue of Uncertainty. The statue can help you change professions, make an offering of 10,000 gold. I'm good. Thanks, though.
Oh yeah, so that's if you want to change your like skill perks. Um, I think we've been pretty deliberate about picking ones we wanted this whole time, but if you ever feel like changing a skill perk, feel free. And then the last edition or last update, last version that I have is 1.1 because 1.0 was just the rest of the game. So 1.1, we got Emily and Shane became marriage candidates. So before that, you only had 10 bachelors and bachelorettes, and today there's 12. You also got the buildings that the wizard builds for you. So those are the obelisks, the Junimo huts, and the golden clock were all added in 1.1. And then also most of the farm types that we have today. So 1.0, I believe, only had the standard farm, and then later they added the Four Corners farm, but all the other versions or all the other types of farm were added in 1.1. So
That must have been a lot of work to do to add those versions. That seems like it would be a lot of work to build those in.
yeah, I'm curious about that because there wasn't really anything mechanical. It might have just been like the map file that you could swap out. Um, Except there's the wilderness farm that spawns monsters. I think that's the only one that has different mechanics. Um, yeah, that would be one where if I was playing the game at the time, I like never would have thought to ask for that, but when I saw it, I would have been just absolutely delighted.
Yeah. Berkeley, quick question. So, for those of you who are watching the stream right now, I am fishing in the sewer to try to catch a legendary fish, but instead, I just caught a 51-inch carp. That's huge, dude. Is that normal for carp?
Uh, Maybe inches means something different in this world. I have no idea how big carp are supposed to be.
Is there a way? Yeah, here we go.
Like 5'3".
51 inches would be just over 4 feet.
4'3".
Yeah.
Well, Jared, even though it wasn't a capital L legendary fish, I think that catch was legendary.
Thanks, Berkeley. Well, very cool that Concerned Ape has put so much time into supporting the game after release. There are a lot of games that don't get that love from their developers, and there are a lot of games that never reach full release, which is
And
not
a lot
fun.
that charge for updates. Like Ginger Island totally could have been a $5 DLC and people would have bought it, but
Definitely.
he just gave that to us for free out of the goodness of his heart.
Out of the concernedness of his ape.
I love it. Okay, I need to be saving better fruit to put in this here keg. But I'll just keep putting
If you put
subpar fruit
potatoes in, can you get vodka out?
I believe so, yeah.
Very cool.
Thanks, Concerned Ape. Okay, Wiccan says carp can be 4 feet long and weigh 90 pounds. Holy cow, that's huge.
A 90-pound fish. Yeah. I went sturgeon fishing one time and we caught a fish that was about that size. We didn't pull it out of the water because I think they're fairly protected species, but very neat to see something that big and also docile up close.
Can you imagine an aggressive fish? I guess piranhas, sharks. Never
Yeah,
mind, that was a dumb question.
there's a lot of fish that would probably eat you if they thought you were food, but
Oh man, I saw a catfish video today. Those things scare the heck out of me.
yeah, dude. All
All
right.
right,
Well, thanks for
thanks
joining
everyone.
us.
Okay, we're two in sync now.
You do it, Berkeley.
Thanks everyone for joining us. We're still just kind of scaling up our money operations and catching those fish and catching those friendship hearts. So I think we've got a long road ahead of us for perfection, but we're just vibing. We're here to enjoy Pelican Town with you. So thanks for joining us.
You can follow us on Instagram at sv.ter or on YouTube at svter. Both of those links and any other links that Berkeley might have added without my knowledge are going to be in our link tree, which you can find in the About section of our Twitch page or in our Instagram bio or probably the description of the YouTube videos he posts, I would imagine.
I was gonna joke that I slipped in a link to my SoundCloud, but we unironically should add a link to your SoundCloud if you're okay with it.
Yeah, we could do that. I'll get that to you, Berkeley.
Nice.
All
All right.
right.
Thanks everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.